To talk about these horrific new details that we're learning about the case involving Derek Rosa and the murder of his mother is Philip Dubé. He worked as court-appointed counsel for many years in Los Angeles County. Philip, Derek Rosa could very easily have been your client. You could have represented him at trial. So tell me your first thoughts on reading some of the details in this other acts motion. I mean, they're saying, the prosecutors are saying they have Google searches where before his mother's murder, he is saying things like, or he's searching on Google, where's the best place to stab someone? The carotid artery he's searching. Is a small knife good for killing? Can a knife cut through bone? I mean, these are pretty bad, really bad facts, if you will. I know that's what defense attorneys like to call items like these.
Yeah, but this is a classic example of how mom must have had her head in the sand. Certainly, she saw sort of clues or problems or noticed issues with the kid, and you would think that there would have been some type of an intervention. This doesn't just emerge out of nowhere. Obviously, there must have been some type of ramblings that started a while ago, that maybe she noticed certain publications, or that he was going online and watching what we call gorecore or carnography, as it were, and did nothing about it. Not to say that mom had it coming or anything, but certainly it is escalating. And sometimes the experts will tell you they ascribe it to that nature versus nurture effect, meaning, they say, for example, that a sociopath is made, but a psychopath is born. So what is it? Was this environmental? Was it from a permissive upbringing? Or was he just a bad seed? And sometimes it could just be that genetically he was completely wonky and just wired to be a sadist, to be committing, just horrific homicidal acts of aggression. And there was really no way to predict, unless mom came forward and told people what this kid was doing, that this could ever even happen. And then lo and behold, it actually comes to fruition. And she met a very violent, terrible, grisly demise.
I mean, so I don't know about mom, because mom had a lot going on. Mom had a newborn baby. Derek was like an A and B student. That's what he told the cops when they interviewed him. I mean, there were these good, family pictures with him standing with her and his stepdad. I mean, things did not look bad. Not that they ever do. Nobody posts really bad pictures of their life on Facebook and on social media. I mean, maybe mom had an inkling, but like, she had a lot going on. She had a newborn baby to take care of. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. The prosecutors are saying he was fascinated with like gore and Friday the 13th. I mean, they think the motive here, it sounds like they think the motive was that it was coming up on Friday the 13th. It's like an hour away from Friday the 13th, and he decides to kill his mom. Why mom? I don't know. I'm confounded by this. Like, we still don't know why he targeted his mother allegedly. I mean, he's pleaded not guilty. I mean, I'm kind of wondering what the defense is going to be here, because there is video, there is photographic evidence of him committing this homicide.
Yeah, it is horrific. It's a form of appetite of aggression, they call it, meaning that for whatever reason, they either get drawn to violent videos, violent novels, violent literature, and then before you know it, they start watching like live events, like for example, the Robbie McNutt suicide. He got fixated on that in 2020. He was a U.S. vet who suffered from PTSD and literally live streamed his own fatal shooting. I mean, he literally took a gun to underneath his chin. And of course, it aired all over social media. I think it made it to TikTok, Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. And he watched that and actually got a kick out of it. And I think it's sort of a mixed bag of kids not understanding the finality of death, and that there really is no thrill in it, and that in fact is psychopathic in nature. Why would anybody want to watch that? What could you possibly gain from that? And mom missed the cues. And I'm not trying to victim shame mom, but certainly there must have been signs that something was up with her kid. And yes, I understand she had a newborn, but that doesn't mean you abdicate all responsibility to children that came before the baby. You still have an ongoing maternal duty to get your kid help when you see these types of abnormalities. The problem that this young man has going for him legally is what we call the Miller v. Alabama factors. It used to be before 2012 that children could not per se get life in prison for various types of crimes. But they came back, the US Supreme Court came back and said that in the interest of justice, a court can find that a minor who commits a capital offense could be sentenced to life without parole, not death, but life without parole if it's proportionate to the facts of the case. And we saw this, for example, in Mississippi last year. Do you remember Carly Gregg, the 14-year-old girl who just out of nowhere on video shot up her mother and then tried to kill her stepfather? She got LWOP, and a jury sentenced her to that. You know, so this kid's in some pretty serious trouble. In Florida, you can be fitnessed up into adult court by a grand jury at any age for capital murder. So in theory, if he would have done this at 10, 11, 12, he would face the same music. It's really a tragedy when you think about it. Because at the end of the day, what the legislature is saying is, we don't feel that this child can ever be rehabilitated in the juvenile justice system. And I think in Florida, they can only lock you up for a maximum of 6 years to the age of 21. So the question for the experts would be, can he be rehabilitated? And then it's going to be up for a jury to decide if he should get LWOP.
I think with these facts, it's going to be very difficult
Very.
for the defense to try to convince a jury that Derek Rosa can be rehabilitated. This is the kind of thing, I don't know how you come back from this. I mean, he took pictures of his mother laying in a pool of blood, according to the prosecution, and sent them to people afterward. He got joy and pleasure out of this, according to what the prosecutors are writing. He was laughing about this. I mean, this is his mother. This is the woman who gave birth to him, and she was attacked in her sleep. I mean, that it doesn't get any more cold and callous and chilling than that, Philip.
I know, but not to be devil's advocate. Remember, we're talking about a 13-year-old, okay? What would be the harm? I'm not saying to set him free. Don't get me wrong. Send him to prison, but with what we call an indeterminate sentence, an indefinite period of time without life, without parole on the end of it, meaning maybe in 20, 30 years, at least let a parole board look at his progress in prison and see if he has been rehabilitated, to see if he has developed an insight into what he did, and to see if he is getting proper treatment, and then leave it up to parole to see if he should ever get out. If they say no, then so be it, but at least give him a chance at rehabilitation because of his tender age. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some type of drug that comes out in the next 10, 20 years that can fix the young man. Right now, I don't believe we have anything in modern medicine, short of behavioral therapy, that can fix this or otherwise just sedate him to the point where he's constantly loopy. But in order to really fix sort of the missed circuitry in the brain right now, yes, he does need to be locked up, but why not at least give him a shot at going before the parole board, let's say in 20, 30 years?
I just don't know how you come back from doing something like this. I don't know how a brain capable of doing this and then just kind of sitting there and being like, telling the cops like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. It was, and then you're laughing about it with your friends on text messages and whatever. I don't see how the brain heals from that and comes back. And then all of a sudden, after years and years of incarceration, you are deemed fit and safe to become a productive member of society and trust in that you're trusted not to harm people again. That's a big ask.
Of course it is. And, doesn't mean it'll ever happen. Doesn't mean he'll ever get out, but at least give him a shot, Remember, they can always turn him down and just say, look, you're still a danger. You don't have insight. You're not following the program here in prison. We're not going to let you out so you can do this again. But what if he really is making progress, let's say after the 10-year stretch? He's becoming a man. He's now in his mid-20s. He's constantly medicated. He's in treatment. He's developing a real conscience that he really is not the psychopath that everybody thought he was, that maybe it really was sociopathic, where he didn't have empathy for people to the point where he would commit matricide, kill his own mother. But perhaps by utilizing and availing himself to all the resources in the Department of Corrections, they can rehabilitate him. It's just that he cannot be rehabilitated in the juvenile justice system soon enough because they have to cut him loose at age 21. That's the legal problem. But at least give him a shot at rehabilitation in the adult court system. Otherwise, you know what the message is? You might as well kill and get your money's worth because you're never getting out anyway. Might as well kill 20 people, 30 people. They can't get death because he was under 18. At least give him a shot at freedom, something to look forward to and to work toward.
Well, I want to hear what the defense is going to be at trial. I really want to hear it. I want to hear what they're going to present, what they're going to say, because I'm sure they're going to have experts that are going to say X, Y, and Z about Derek Rosa. So let's hear it, defense. That's all I got to say. Philip Dubé, thank you so much.
Thank you back.
Derek Rosa remains in jail in Miami-Dade County, and he's actually aged a little bit. He's now 15 years old since his arrest. He will be back in court later this month, and his trial again is set for the end of January 2026. That's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.